because of you returning to my channel. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so, so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. I am having such a good time doing this channel and meeting such wonderful, lovely people. I hope to keep going for a long time. Today's magazine is 17 SEVENTEEN 17 magazine, and it is from September 1983. Now, if you just saw something furry across the screen, that was my cat Megatron. She is in the room today and she's not leaving. So, yeah, if you just see furry things, that's her. She's around. And before I lost my train of thought, what was I going to say about this magazine? Oh, it's September 1983. And the reason I picked this is because it's from 40 years ago. 40 years ago. That is 4 decades. 10 years. 40 years ago. And I thought it would be interesting to see what they have for the best of fall. Dresses, blouses, coats. And then they also have an article about the ups and downs of cheerleading. And if you think about it, cheerleaders do go up and down. They do, they go up and down. Problem hair, what to do? I have that problem. Acne, help is here. essence of animal attraction was musk. It was. I still, to this day, love, love, love the smell of Cody musk. I do. And I have some downstairs. I do. I use it. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay. Guys, you are going to have to remind me. I have had Noxzema on my list for months now, and I still have not gotten it. Still have not gotten it. I wonder when I will remember to pick it up. It's like I go in that aisle and I forget why I'm there. So I just go to the cat food aisle. Get Noxzema. You guys can all leave me a comment. Get Noxzema. That would help remind me. Yep. Homespun colors. Well, in the 80s, there were two kinds of looks. I guess in the 80s, you had your pastel, preppy look, okay, and then you had your more bright color preppy look, and then you had Madonna. So I was more the Madonna style, but I do like these colors. Pastel colors are nice. Just to wear in the days. Do you remember in the 80s? Especially in 1983, it was the prairie look. They had these prairie shirts, and they buttoned all the way up to the top, and you had a ruffle around your neck. And then you had these big poofy prairie sleeves all the way down to your wrists, and they would button up. I used to love those shirts, but they were stylish, so of course they were expensive. But I did have a couple, and I loved wearing them. But I think that trend was maybe in 82, 83, and then by 84, you know, when Madonna and MTV and everything exploded, those kind of went away. But I think they're coming back. I do. I want to say that they're coming back. Yes, I know that 17 magazine has a lot of ads in it. Well, all magazines have a lot of ads. But it still just taking a moment to mention that in the description of this video and also in my main description of the channel, I have two ways you can contribute to this channel. One is my tip jar, my fun fund. That is what allows me to, one, buy the magazines I do, get my nails done, go out for little relaxation trips, so I can bring that positivity back to you. And another fund that I have right now is my son's epilepsy Aziza, Aziza. I'm very sure that Aziza makeup does not exist anymore. Why do I want to think Aziza makeup? I'm trying to think where they went or who bought them out. And you know, as soon as I get done here, I'm going to look it up online and find out what happened to them. Yep, I wonder what happened to Aziza makeup. Shine Free. Okay, I do remember Shine Free from Maybelline. And I do remember her. Isn't this Deborah Foreman that was in Valley Girl? I think that's Deborah Foreman that was in Valley Girl. Maybe that was her name, maybe. She was also in another movie that I watched called April Fools. I'm thinking her name is Deborah Foreman. It sounds right anyway. Oh, we have High Honors and Shaping Up. And Q-Tex. That's in the little thing you put your finger in and clean it. New Q-Tex Instant changed my mind about dip So that's how I feel about that. And then again, we have the Maybelline Beauty Case. Love to have that, and I would love to have the kissing glosses. Do you remember using those and then licking your own lips? Yep. I would have definitely ordered that. Again, with the Capizio. And then we have, I think it's Bass, Go Bass, or Go Barefoot. Now, what are these called? They're Oxfords. I mean, they're cute. Not practical, because I remember these shoes not being comfortable at all. Just too hard everywhere. I remember wearing Oxfords, and they were not comfortable. Maybe that's what made me run to go barefoot. Oh, the Bonnie Bell Great Looks makeup offer. Bonnie Bell limited edition face kit, an $18 value, now only $7.99. You could do your face for $7.99, and then you would get a free brush comb when you purchase the special package of either Bonnie Bell Clean Color Mascara or Bonnie Bell Waterproof Mascara. And then you would get a free pencil sharpener with every specially packaged Bonnie Bell Kohl eye pencil you buy. So you can get all of this for very cheap. I'd say probably under $12. Bonnie Bell, I do remember Bonnie Bell. Yep. What the best dressed women are wearing. Nine West. Nine West is still popular. Yes, Nine West shoes. Now, as far as shoes, I get this a lot. Okay. Why did you start an ASMR channel? Why did you choose ASMR? There's many reasons. cents. I have more cents than I do dollars, so how does that work? Yeah. Mud Day. A fresher, cleaner start to a beautiful week for your skin. I used to love doing the mud masks. I did. You would put them on, and then they would grow, harder, and your face would crack, and you would wash them off, and then your face would feel clean. I liked doing those. We have candies. and it is called Shoot the Moon. One of my favorite 80s movies. And here we have more movies. Trading Places. The Star Chamber and Octopussy. The Golden Seal. I've never heard of that. And Heart Like a Wheel. Heart Like a Wheel was about auto racing. I think it was about a woman auto racer. That's what I think that movie was about. Art carved makes the magic last forever. I think we saw another one of these ads for glass rings, and I was saying, I have no idea where my glass ring is. None whatsoever. I don't remember seeing it. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be probably about 30 years since I've seen my glass ring. It's just one of those things. It slips through the cracks unless you put it somewhere special. Close Up. Ken Marshall. Ken Marshall, if I remember correctly, was in a movie called Excalibur. I think that's where I remember him from. And then we have the Little River Band. Loved, well, I still do. Still love it. The Little River Band and B.B. King. Eurythmics, and Talking Heads. I love Annie Lennox. I've always thought she was something more than special. And it being a rainy day today, I can hear that song in my head. Here comes the rain again. Let's see, we have a new kind of obedience. It's DEP. OBEDIENCE. Obedience. And there is a 25-cent coupon for obedience here, which they don't make, so I certainly can't use it. Oh, they have Showbiz in the Spotlight. Now I know who that is. That's Christopher Atkins, C. Thomas Howell. I have no idea who that is. And Lee Jeans. Lee Jeans. I do believe Lee Jeans were another one that was sold at Kmart. Let's talk about Kmart for a minute. Just for a minute. Does anybody else remember it's not going to be done. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do the crab walk. Haven't been able to do that since I was 10. It's just not a possibility. Lovely girl. See, this is what I mean. For 17 magazines, we had nice stories to read. shows you here how to prepare it. That's good because I don't know how to cook. Do I have to cut the chicken up? Or is she just beating it down? I don't know. You don't beat down chicken, do you? Not to make fried chicken. I thought you just, like, rolled it in flour or something. I don't know. Selling band candy. I never sold band candy. I sold, candy because I was on the swim team, so we had to sell candy. Didn't ever like selling candy because your parents wound up selling it for you or buying all of your candy, and then you wound up eating it. Then you couldn't fit in your swimsuit. I mean, that might have happened to somebody else. I'm not saying it happened to me, but it might have happened to somebody. I'm not sure. It's very possible. Oh, it's still talking about the Picnic Exceed thing. Well, I wanted you to see this whole magazine. The ending of the magazine is never that exciting. See that Camp Beverly Hills t-shirt? I had that. And I thought it was so special because I had that, and mine was a half crop top. Yep. And then there's just ads in here. Just, teenage ads. You would see something and say, oh, I want this, or oh, I could be a model, or oh, I need those emerald earrings. That's what we did as kids. And stirrup pants. I remember stirrup pants. Professional makeup brushes, only $1.99, and then you would get a free Christmas catalog. I actually miss the Christmas catalogs now. I want the Christmas catalogs back. I have some JCPenney and some Sears catalogs, but they take a very long time to go through. Oh my gosh. Because I do like to sit and look at the pages, so that would probably take, you'd be watching 3 days straight, so it would be a 72-hour video. I think we could all handle that. A very long 72 hours with me, whispering